you were pretty close to it.
Yeah, only about 3 metres away. It easily could have grabbed us if it wanted to.
So you're riding along and you hear the sound. You said it was like a shriek.
A very loud screech, similar to, I guess, a cocky when it screeches, except way, way louder. The next door neighbour used to kill pigs and that, and they also sounded similar when they got killed, but still even louder and scarier than a pig getting killed. And then after the sound, there's bits missing, like I can't remember actually turning around. All I can remember is having already been turned around and riding.
Do you remember that it was it a long, long scream or quite short?
Very long indeed. In fact, I didn't put this on the thing that I sent to you, but probably about a year after that, I got woken up one night, a very clear night, by exactly the same sound, and I shat myself. Then I could hear it breathing outside the window, and we have horses and cows and stuff, and I know what they sound like breathing because they're always hanging around, and this was way, way deeper again, and I knew it was just down outside the bedroom, and I didn't move in my bed. And after that, I didn't hear or see anything ever again.
So this thing is, you're riding up the hill to the top of the hill where your friend's coming over the top, so you can see him?
Yeah, I could see his head and the bike come over, and I had my eye on him because I wanted to scare him. And he was probably about 30 metres away at the time when I saw him.
This thing makes a sound and you look...
This thing makes a sound, I looked to my right, and there it was, and...
Was it looking at you?
Like I said, it was just facing me, and...
Was facing you, though?
Right there, it was only 3 metres away.
And you said it was leaning on a tree, or was it... I didn't get a sense of what it was doing. Was it just standing in the open, or...?
I think it was either standing right next to the tree, or it actually had its hand on the tree. They're not doing anything to it, I mean...
It wasn't moving?
No, just standing still.
You said this thing was huge.
Yeah, at least the smallest 10 foot, probably even taller.
The 10 foot would have been just about twice your size at that age.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely massive. If you look at any ceiling, it would be about the height of a 12-foot ceiling.
It was big. And was it thin or was it thick?
Very thick, coarse red hair, I remember. All the edges of it were just matted all over it.
And when you say red, do you mean red as in red or red as in some other colour?
Browny red, sort of like perhaps, orangutan fur colour. And they go a bit orangey red.
Yeah. The same colour all over?
Yeah, as far as I could tell.
But this thing it wasn't smooth like a bear, it was wild hair.
No, it was really hairy, yeah, nothing like a bear. Yeah, thick hair, probably about 6 inches long. Didn't seem to have a neck, it seemed to me more like a volcano type of shape from the shoulders to the top of the head. And the whole lot was just covered in hair, yeah. The bank was about 4 foot high, and it was standing on top of that, so, yeah, about 2 or 3 foot from the edge.
Could you see arms and legs?
Yeah, I could just see the 2 arms out the side. I didn't really notice any legs.
Was it a fat thing or was it a thin thing, for its height? I mean, it was very tall.
No, very, very thick, probably close to 1.5 meters across. Seemed to me to just go straight down. It didn't seem to get any skinnier from that sort of... It was just a big brick of a thing. Yeah, very thick, very muscly. I was just by the size of it. Well, I've never seen gorillas that big. It had arms maybe the size of gorillas, but this is a lot taller.
It didn't move the time you're looking at it?
No, and the other thing too, it was standing straight up. It wasn't stooping like a gorilla might or anything like that. It was a full standing up.
Was its arms down by its side or out?
Down by its side. Its right hand, one resting up against a tree.
And if you compared it to something, would you say it looked more animal or human?
I definitely got the feeling from it that it wasn't... I knew it obviously wasn't an animal that I'd ever seen before. More than that, this was definitely the most scariest sound I've ever heard in my life. And there's an Aboriginal camp, probably another 5 k's up the highway in another little section of the bush. I've talked to a lot of the elders, sort of people there, and they all talk about sitting around the campfire, and when they heard the hairy man sound, they'd all get inside
So you talked to other people that had experiences, directly?
Yeah, I used to go out with a girl across the river, and her mum said she saw it walking across, this is the other side of the river, on the snake track. She saw it one night coming home. There was another lady that's, I think she's in Perth now, but she had an outdoor dunny in a tree stump, and she said it just walked straight past her.
Is this in Kiah?
Yeah. And I've also heard of a couple of blokes that went exploring in the nature reserve a bit more south than Kiah, Naji Nature Reserve, and they said they came down some cliffs getting close to the ocean, and they found a massive Aboriginal painting of a hairy man, but I haven't heard of anyone else that saw it. There was only those people.
What's your reaction thinking back after all these years to it?
I feel privileged, I guess, to have witnessed something like that. Just a weird experience, I guess. I tell quite a few people. Most people think you're a bit nuts, but